نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. The term waajib has a literal meaning which is exactly the same as compulsory, which means that a must, something that must be done. In religious terminology, Hanafis have a different ruling with regards to waajib, and there is some detail to it. Other scholars, other imams, Imam Shafi, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad rahimahumullah, and many others would consider wajib to be as fard, obligatory, mandatory, must, compulsory, one and the same. They would not distinguish between fard and wajib. In Hanafi school, there is a difference. Whatever is reported or established with a decisive, definitive proof, as we can see in Quran or in Hadith Mutawatira, recurrent or massively transmitted Hadith, or Ijma' Ummah, the consensus of scholars, the Imams, the Sahaba. So any consensus there. So if we have something from those evidences that is strongly established must or compulsory, which would be equal to fard, which is what others would consider wajib or fard the same, Hanafis would consider it to be just a fard, which is the top category of something from the taklif, from the action that one has to do. Fard is compulsory, must. Now, when it comes to wajib, the proof is not established with definitive evidences, for example, Quran, Hadith Mutawatira, Mashhura, or Ijma' Ummah, but there is enough evidence for it to be above the level of Sunnah Mu'akkada. So now what is Sunnah Mu'akkada? So Sunnah Mu'akkada is a Sunnah which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did on a regular basis. He did it perpetually. A constant practice, a recurrent practice from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not obligatory but a sunnah, rather he did it regularly. So the sunnah that he would do regularly is Sunnah Mu'akkada. Now if he actually rebuked those who do not act on that particular sunnah, that would take the status of wajib as well. So though it is not established through Quran or Hadith Mutawatira or Ijma' Ummah, yet there has been a sort of warning against those who do not fulfill that wajib. So it means the emphasis is even greater than Sunnah Mu'akkada. Sunnah Mu'akkada is highly emphasized sunnah. A sunnah is any action of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there will be grades depending on how much he did it and how much emphasis he put on that. For certain action, it will be just a sunnah adiyah, means he did it based on his personal choice, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even that is sunnah. Then he would do it little bit infrequently, but still would do it and encourage others as well. That's sunnah that we know of. Sunnah ghair mu'akkada, the one that is not being highly emphasized. But there is sunnah which he emphasized, for example 12 rakat in a day with our fard prayer, so 2 before fajr, the sunnah of 2 rakat sunnah of fajr, and 4 before dhuhr, 2 after dhuhr, 2 after maghrib, 2 after isha. Those 12 are considered sunnah mu'akkada, sunnah rawatib. So they are regularly practiced by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To miss out on those would be a disliked action. If one misses out those sunnah mu'akkadas on a regular basis, that would be a minor sin as well. So we should be mindful of that action. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's emphasis on certain action means there's a lot of blessing and benefits to be had through that action. Shouldn't be negligent about it. But when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned against that particular action's leavers, those who did not act on those actions, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that let him not come to our prayer place. For example, he said those who have the capacity to slaughter animal on Eid al-Adha, yet they do not do so, let them not enter our prayer place on Eid day. They are so not nice that they shouldn't be coming to join us for our celebration of the day. So that is not just sunnah mu'akkada, although Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it regularly, but he is rebuking those who would not do it despite having the ability to do so. That is why in Hanafi school it would be a waajib. To slaughter an animal is waajib. And there is a proof from Quran as well. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. So pray and slaughter for your Lord. Now this is addressing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Some scholars would say it is only for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Others would say, well, any action which is for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is also for Ummah unless there is a hint or indication against it. So this is definitely for Ummah as well. But this is differed upon. Hence, the meaning could be interpreted in different lights. Therefore, it is not a decisive or definitive ayat of Quran which makes it fard. Hence, it is not fard. Yet, there is a hint, suggestion, and a safer opinion that it is wajib, because it could mean that it is for Ummah as well. And the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam confirms that by rebuking those who do not slaughter animal on that day, despite having the means, makes it a wajib. So, hence there's a difference. In Hanafi school, the wajib is different than fard, only based on the evidences that they are established through. In practical terms, they are both to be acted upon by everyone. They are both must. If you don't act on those, you have committed a major sin. If you leave a fard, you have committed a major sin. If you leave a wajib, you have committed a major sin. You have no choice in fard and wajib at all. The most important difference comes between fard and wajib is when you deny a fard. If someone, God forbid, denies, whether he does that or not, even if he prays 5 times a day and yet he said, I don't believe that there is a prayer called Fajr prayer that you have to do. I don't believe that we have to do it. I don't consider it to be fard, but I do it regularly. Even then, he is outside of the fold of Islam. That action is not in keeping with a believing Muslim or Muslimah. This is outright rejection of a fard, established through decisive and definitive proofs. And that is why you can't go against it. You can't say that I don't believe it. But when it comes to wajib, and someone doesn't believe in that wajib, then they are not leaving the fold of Islam from that action. Rather, they are transgressors, but they are not rejecting a decisively or definitively proven action. So someone rejects the idea that slaughtering an animal on Eid al-Adha is not wajib. I don't consider it to be wajib. If they reject it and say that we don't consider it to be wajib, then they have not left the fold of Islam. It's fine for them. So that is the difference between fard and wajib. I hope it clarifies, inshallah ta'ala.